Hello my friends, it is Ray over CigarClimatology here once again. It's been a long time since I made a video. I've been pretty darn busy with my regular day job, and it's taken me away from my humidor shop and some of my passion. But today I decided to break out a little Monte 5. This is a newer cigar. I want to say 2015 vintage. Which is pretty new for me. Typically I smoke cigars that have quite a bit more age than that, but I just wanted to pop out to the front porch and sit with my wife for a little while and enjoy a cigar. That's another story. Anyway, I started to smoke the cigar, and lo and behold, the phantom of Cuban construction problems kind of reared its ugly head with this particular cigar. But I thought what I'd do is, I'm kind of down to the end of it now, but I'd take a couple of minutes and I'd show you guys a little technique that I use when a cigar tunnels. This is going to seem extremely strange to you, but next time you have a cigar that tunnels, that you're thinking, I'm not getting much flavor out of the cigar, and I'll just go ahead and trash it, and I'll go grab myself another stick, light it up, and get something a little more satisfying. I'd encourage you to try this technique and see whether or not it enhances your smoking experience with this particular cigar. Now, I can almost always tell when a cigar is tunneling, and I don't just mean by knocking the ash off and seeing the tunnel in it. There's a couple of clues. For one, sometimes there's not enough smoke, the smoke's really hot, and there's an immediate loss of flavor. The flavors, what are there, can be, like I said, hot, harsh, bitter, as the hottest smoke direct off the foot goes straight through the inner part of the cigar, gets the cigar extremely hot, and literally just burns the cigar from the insides out. So I got a little technique for you to try. Now, since I wasn't running this video before I applied the technique, it's kind of hard for you to see how little smoke and how little I was getting from the cigar before. And this is just what I call the smashing technique, and you guys will probably laugh. But once the cigar is warm and fairly pliable, now remember, this is a cigar that's not been well constructed, because a really stout, moderately stiff drawing cigar that's been constructed to what I consider, my standard, or what it is that I really like in a cigar, you're not really going to be able to do this with. But with an underfilled cigar that is tunneling and has some other kinds of problems, you can see that you can substantially smash down this cigar. And I'm squeezing pretty darn hard with it, okay? I mean, I'm smashing it. Now, why do I do that? Now, first off, you'll see that even after being smashed, I can still draw on the cigar. So that's telling you something. The cigar was not properly constructed if you can, smash it down to literally half its diameter and still draw through it. Second, prior to me doing this, when I first smashed it and I drew on it, the area where my fingers were got extremely hot, okay? And again, that's because the cigar was tunneling. Now it's not, and you'll notice that even though the cigar is smashed, the draw is much more Cubanesque. It's much better. And frankly, the taste of the cigar, and I'm not imagining this, the taste of the cigar is much better. And quite frankly, it took a cigar that 15 minutes ago I was ready to flick into the neighbor's yard, and turned it into something that has actually been pretty enjoyable. So next time you have one of these, that you're about to pitch and you got nothing to lose, try smashing it down. And get a couple of draws on it, give it a chance, Give it a chance, and I think you'll be actually rewarded with a much better smoking experience. It actually saved the cigar. It by restricting that free pathway, the tunnel through the center of the cigar, it has allowed the cigar to draw more evenly through the rest of the filler in order to burn the filler correctly and more uniformly to give me what is, to be honest with you, now a perfectly normal tasting cigar. So on face value, silly, I guess, but just like a draw poker or some of the things that people use to try and open up a plug cigar, this is another technique that you can try to salvage a cigar that appears to be tunneling or actually is tunneling. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching, and sorry it's been so long since I've been on the air. Happy smoking.